Welcome back, Greenway Faithful. This is Jay Coffin coming to you with another special edition of Sideline Sports. You'll get game day insight and commentary straight from Sailwords players, coaches, and special guests here on Wave Radio. Joining me today is nationally known ESPN bracketologist Joe Lunardi. Thanks for taking the time to talk college hoops with me today, Joe.
Oh, you bet, Jake. There's no better time of the year to do it.
Yeah, especially with the March Madness about to tip off once again later today. Now, Joe, I'm eager to see how the remaining teams will fare in the Sweet 16, especially the FSU-Gonzaga matchup with their big men. How about you?
Yeah, I think if I were reseeding the field based simply upon how the first couple of rounds have gone, I think I'd have Gonzaga number one overall, and I like them in this matchup, even though Florida State played really well of late and in the tournament. I just think offensively Gonzaga has so many ways to beat you.
Yes, especially with the presence down low of Rui Hachimura and Brandon Clark. But FSU also brings a big man of their own in Capangeli, and then 7'4" Chris Kumaji. Do you think maybe the defense of FSU, like how they stopped John Morant in the round of 32, will lead to a possible upset?
Sure. Any of these games at this point can be a coin flip, really. I'm a little surprised, not that I pay attention to things such as the line of the game. But a little birdie told me that Gonzaga was a 7.5-point pick in this game, and that feels a little beefy to me. But I think it's more a reflection on just the overall dominance with which the Zags have played all year, not just in the West Coast Conference. I mean, they've been a dominant, elite offensive team, and yeah, will Florida State slow them down a little bit? They're not going to score 90, but they probably only need to score about 75, and I think they'll do so.
Well, thanks for that answer, Joe. Now, any of the number one seeds, do you anticipate any of them making an early exit?
I think it's easy to say that the most vulnerable one is Virginia, because of, what happened last year, of course, in against UMBC, and they were, losing for a good bit of the game this year against Gardner-Webb. But I don't think it has to do with their psychology. I think it has to do more with their style of play, in that they play slower-paced games with fewer possessions. So that kind of keeps the other team in the game longer, if you will. It obviously doesn't hurt them over a period of 30 or 35 games, because they've probably won the most games in college basketball in the last 5 years at a pretty high level in the ACC as well. I think they're 33-3 in that league in the last 2 years, which is outrageous, really. So, yes, on paper, maybe they're the most vulnerable, but I think they will win that region.
No, and I also put them down. I would put them down as the most vulnerable, as you mentioned before, with their slow tempo type offense, but then their defense is also what wins them games. Now,
correct, and that's just their formula, and Tony Bennett and his people are, I'm sure, are smart enough to know what the risks and rewards are of that style.
Yep. No, and Joe, how do you see the Elite Eight and Final Four matchups would play out? Like, what would be your Elite Eight and then Final Four?
I guess I need to stick to my regular original bracket, because, like probably a lot of people this year, because of all the low seeds winning, it's intact. So I would go Duke, Michigan State in the East, with Michigan State winning. I would go Gonzaga, Texas Tech in the West, with Gonzaga winning. I would go Virginia, Purdue, with Virginia winning, and I would go Carolina, Kentucky with Carolina winning.
All right. Well, thank you, Joe. And Joe, are you up for some March Madness trivia?
Absolutely.
Well, today, what is it? If you answer correctly, I know how in Philadelphia you're well known for your Philly cheesesteaks, but here in Chicago, we're known for our Chicago-style dogs. So if you get the answer correctly, I'll make sure to send you out some of the best dogs that Chicago has to offer.
I'm good with that.
No, so today is March 28th. What was a big moment in tournament history that happened on March 28th?
I'm pretty sure I was at the game. Because I'm pretty sure it was played in Philadelphia. And I'm pretty sure you're talking about Duke 104, Kentucky 103 in overtime at the Spectrum, thanks to Christian Laettner.
That's correct, Joe. I gotta say one thing about your Final Four. As a diehard Duke fan, I'm kind of displeased that you have them losing to Michigan State.
Well, they are a little bit fortunate that they're still playing after what happened in the last round.
No kidding. I was watching that game and I was up on my seat, out of my seat, just watching that game, praying that a miracle would happen.
And let's be honest, it's a real hardship to be a Duke fan, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because they're so rarely successful, and they never get a good seed or a draw or a call in the tournament. I mean, you must be up all night worrying about, if Duke's going to ever sign any good players.
Not me, Joe. I've enjoyed this year. I've enjoyed this year with the group of Zion. I was actually at a basketball game, and we were all talking, all my teammates and us. We were all talking in warm-ups. I said he's going to Clemson. A couple of my buddies were UNC fans. They say he's going to UNC. And then in the warm-up lines, they tell me he picked Duke, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" That one surprised me a lot. But as a Duke fan,
suddenly you were able to dunk with 2 hands.
I guess so. I kind of wish I could do some of the stuff Zion can do. He's unbelievable to watch.
I totally agree. Appointment television starting. He's Friday night, right?
Yes, he's Friday. He's 8:30. He's the 8:30 game right before Houston and Kentucky.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might, find a minute or two to watch.
Well, Joe, I can't thank you enough for your time and opportunity. There really is nothing better than the madness of March. For now, this is Jake Kaufman, special guest Joe Lunardi, signing off for another edition of Sideline Sports. Until next time.